Hi guys, welcome back. This is going to be an extension from the week I took off work to work on my chargers because winter was ending. We're super enthused to get the car done. We want to get it on all four tires here shortly, or at least by the time summer's rolling around. We got a few more things to button up. Hope you guys stay tuned and enjoy the video. Welcome back to work, guys. Let's get back to it. Alright guys, what we're going to do is just a little bit of cleanup. We lost an entire video section from the charger. I took a whole week off work. I made a part 1 and a part 2 for the week I took off. I didn't like part 1. I didn't like how it came out, so we're going to just do part 2 as the full video for that entire week. We got a lot of work done, but we also got a bunch of stuff ordered and a bunch of parts here. We have an entire rebuild for a K member on a 68 to 70 charger and 8 3/4 rear end rebuild in there. So we got drum brakes all the way around, we got full front suspension, full steering, full everything. And then we actually have some 69 Dodge Charger tail lights that we purchased from Chris Birdsong himself. Now, some other stuff we did on the week was we made a list for that entire week, and we got through a lot. But as you guys can see, it says get the quarters lizard skinned and prime the tail light panel. Lizard skin and epoxy primer kind of just killed me out of the shop because it was also negative 10 degrees outside where I live, so I couldn't open up the doors to let it air out, and all those paint fumes just weren't working for me. So we got a lot done, but we also didn't get a lot done. But some other things we did in that part 1 was we fixed the trim issue here on the quarter. All I did was cut it on the body line and move that body line up because there was a massive gap. I'll maybe insert a picture right there of that. Some other things that we did is we got the quarters and valances welded together right here. So that's all taken care of. And we've got the car together. It's welded together and it's not coming apart. Now I don't want to spoil anything that's coming into the video because this is going to be set up front, but hope you guys stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoy the videos. Let's get back to work. Appreciate all the support and all the stuff, even the comments of what's going on, but let's get back to it. Hi guys, we're back. We only got through about 4 things on our list yesterday. Paint fumes and everything just got a little strong in a closed off shop. It had to be closed because it was cold. But we got our quarters lizard skinned, our taillight panel primed. We fixed the part we patched on the quarter. And then we went over our welds, which ended up being the rear frame rail tie together piece. I guess we didn't weld that at the time. We also figured out our welder has a bad liner, so we need to replace that before we can weld any longer because it's jumping and hopping a lot, so got to figure that out. But welded in this piece right here. Now, one other thing, I like the lizard skin. We did prep it, I thought, well, but when you do lizard skin, it said to submerge the gun in water in between when you're refilling it, and I think that's why that bubbled. So we just had a little bit of bubbling. I peeled it off, so didn't have that issue anymore. Another thing is we did get these primed, which is the corner valances also were primed because they were in bare metal. So we got epoxy primer. Now, we do have some runs, but good enough. It's in the corner where the taillight panels go. Alright guys, first thing we're going to do, try to clean this up a little bit. Now it's been like this ever since I took the original quarter off about 9 years ago. So we're just going to go over it, hammer it out just as best we can. Ultimately, it's going to get pushed down, welded to the corner, so it's going to have a gap in it. We're not going to let it. We're going to Bondo it with some fiberglass or whatever the hell they recommend. Now, the one thing I did notice that it is hard, I actually did watch some of Chris Birdsong's videos and found the ones I needed because they're not labeled. He usually takes these off. I think he calls them a dog leg. I'm debating taking it off real quick just because it is hard to put the quarter on with this here. It is a pain to get this on, this in, and the corner right by the door on. But let's get to work on this. Let's see what we can do. Alright guys, we just did a little hammering on it, bent down just a little bit, not much. So it still has that little factory, I'm guessing, bevel to it where it goes into itself on the lead. But we did some hammer and dolly work while off screen, just didn't show you guys any of it. We went around all the corner edges on the car, cleaned them back up, went through that, went through the wheel wells, went through the front lips. Now one thing that's different on my quarters is I cut those off. Now it's just a little piece that corners up and tucks in right under there on the back of the rocker, and mine were bent really bad when I got them in, and they didn't look right. Couldn't get anything to line up. The gaps didn't meet up real good, so we cut them off. We will weld them back on when the quarter is set. Now what we're gonna do, so I'm going to go through and drill a ton of holes for spot welds, and we're going to set these things in. I am putting this off, and I have been putting it off for a long time just for the pure fact of I am scared to do it. But let's get to it. It's a big thing. These quarters are not cheap, but I just keep putting it off because I'm scared to do it. But we're going to do it today because I'm going to get over that little fear I have of perfection and wanting to get it perfect. So we're gonna hang them and we are going to burn them in. So we're gonna do one last look at the car, make sure everything's painted, at least has some kind of primer on it, whether it's epoxy or out of a rattle can. And we're gonna hang the quarters. We're gonna drill some holes, hang the quarters, and weld them in. Do our best with a screwdriver, a piece of metal, to twist them, get the quarter lined up with the door as best I can, because I know that's an issue right now. But let's get to it, guys. There ain't much left to do on the car, at least transformation metalwork once this is done. But let's knock this out. Let's get her done. So let's get back to work, guys. Okay guys, I misspoke on that. There's one thing I need to do, so I'm glad I'm kind of remembering it. We need to weld the quarter valances on to the quarter panel. So we're gonna weld them on, then we're gonna hang the quarters. So let's get to work on that. Weld the corner valances on, make the holes, hang it, weld it, good to go. All right guys, I'm gonna set you up on a time lapse for just messing around with that, and we'll see where we go from there. Alright guys, safety first even when you get LASIK. We are going to weld it in. We got our spot welds, plug welds, whatever you want to call them. Got it paint taken off, ready to go, got bare metal. Let's do it. Weld the corner valance on. Big day, car's coming together. We're gonna set you guys down. We're back. We got both the valances welded on. Now I can already tell I did some stuff. I know
when I had first gotten these because they didn't fit and I really didn't know what was going on, but I'd cut like the corner out of these. So these used to have a full corner. Don't cut those. Just know what you're doing before you do it. I'm gonna go back and find something just to either weld in here or weld this on a little bit, just what I can. Don't cut those corners off anything. Big thing is we're gonna throw the quarters on now. I'm gonna go over them one more time with a hammer and dolly, just due to the spot weld cutter gun I have. It likes to jam up, so you have to clear every little piece of metal every time you use it. And when you don't clear it, you bend up your metal by working it back and forth, trying to get it off, hitting the trigger over and over. So what we're gonna do is go through hammer and dolly everything one more time, and then we're gonna hang the quarters. Stay tuned, we'll see what we're gonna do today. Alright guys, we're back. Another day. So this is our full week of work to work on the Charger. Now we did fit the quarters, as you guys saw, but with fitting the quarters always comes a little bit of a setback on these cars, and I don't understand it. So we lost our gap here. This is pushed over into the corner valance, so we need to cut it and then push it over, or we need to get like a porta power and try to just suck this whole piece over to the driver's side. Because on the driver's side, we got a little bit of a gap, but it is straight up and down 90. It looks good. It looks the way it's supposed to. I just don't understand why that corner piece is that far over. But we'll figure it out. If anything, we'll use the big semi-rim, put a jack strap on it, and just maybe shift the whole thing over. But what we're gonna do right now, because that can always be fixed, it's not a huge issue. Right now, we're welding in the wheel wells on the quarters. I want the quarters to be on. We seam sealed them, we messed around, we're welding them in. So we're gonna finish welding the quarters, the wheel wells in on the quarters to the wheel wells itself. And then from there we're gonna see what we're gonna do, but we got the passenger cord already. We lost you guys there. This thing keeps turning off. All we're gonna say is let's get to work on the passenger side, then come over to the driver's side. Let's get this whole thing welded up. We're not gonna bring you for a fast forward or anything on this. We're just gonna poof and it's welded. But we'll bring you along just to show you the wheel wells, I guess. So we got all our spot welds ready to go. Let's get to work. Alright guys, we're back with an update. We got the passenger wheel well burned in. We also fit a little more on the door. What we're going to tackle is this big mess that I probably should have fixed before the quarter was on. Specifically before the quarter was on, but we didn't. So we're going to figure out how we're going to fix all this to get it burnt on. Then we're going to come back, but I'm going to roll through this side. We'll probably bring you along on the driver's side for a little bit more work, just because the shop's more open on that side. On the passenger side, we got a table right there and a bunch of stuff. So we'll bring you guys back on the driver's side when we're doing stuff. Let's get back to it. I got today, so let's get it done. Alright guys, we're getting ready to start in on the driver's side. So we're just gonna go through, plug weld everything, just make it look good. Let's get to it. Hope you guys follow along. We're going to put you on a fast forward reel. Let's get at it. Alright guys, we're back, and if you hadn't noticed, we did something different on our quarters. We didn't spot weld it, we just welded them. I mean, they're never coming off again, at least not in my lifetime, so next guy can honestly deal with it. They're welded. We have the wheel wells on each side welded, as long as the roof to the quarters as well. What we're gonna do next is do a quick tool pickup. We didn't do it last night, we left everything a mess, so we're gonna do a tool pickup, make sure I still have everything that's mine, and we're gonna throw some primer over the quarters to roof skin, and then honestly we're just gonna do a little bit of Bondo. I haven't did any Bondo in a really long time, so we're just gonna lay a little bit. And I do have a little bit of Pro Strand left over, some fiberglass reinforced filler stuff, so we're gonna do that on the quarters, and then I'm gonna take a little break, get some lunch, and we'll come back, see what we're gonna do next. But stay tuned, let's get back at it. Alright guys, we're back with a little update. The quarters, for better or worse, it's welded in. Now we're gonna be waiting a week or so, 2 weeks for some parts, because we had to order some parts. We didn't have it all on hand. That's my fault. I thought I did order them. I can remember playing with the part, but obviously they're just not here anymore. It's been 8 years, some stuff can go missing, but we're missing the rear bumper support. Obviously we ordered a bumper. I guess we don't have one. I thought we had a bent up one. So we got bumper, the supports, and the brackets coming from Summit Racing. So we're gonna wait on those to do the rear end. I don't wanna do any more on the rear end, but we do have some alibis that we need to clean up on the quarters, and that's gonna be the bottom lip under there that goes to the rocker. For some reason when I was younger, I cut them off. I couldn't tell you why I cut them off, but I cut them off. So we're gonna deal with that. We're gonna clean them up. We're going to weld these in, then we're gonna plug weld them there. Now, that's about what we gotta do for there. And then on that quarter where it comes down to the door, it's not really meshing. It never has meshed very well. It's like the centerpiece there where it tucks in, never really wanted to come up and actually get in place. And the body lines are good on the car, so what we're gonna do is shove that piece of metal up with the jack, and then we're gonna put the metal in there and we're gonna weld it in. So let's get to doing on that bottom section on the rocker for the quarter, and then we're gonna clean up that corner on the door where the quarter goes into the rocker as well. I think we're just gonna cut it, go up a little, put the piece where it needs to go, and then we're gonna weld that piece. Now one thing we also haven't welded on our car is the jamb on either side. So the jambs aren't done being welded, and the bottom sections underneath where the quarter goes to the rocker aren't welded, and both of the corners need to be fixed with. So let's get to work on that, see where we get to by the end of today, and hopefully we can get you guys out a video sometime within this month or week. So let's get back to it. Hey guys, welcome back. We got a lot of work done in the 1 weekend, So got the quarters officially hung and welded in. Now we burned them in up here. Still got some stuff to do, got grinding, all that to do. We have them welded in the wheel well. We have them welded up to the trunk extension, but not the extension for the rear part. And we got the driver's side welded on the rocker here. The passenger side we still have to do. And one thing we do have to do that I can tell is we're gonna have to use this semi-rim and a jack or something and just get this to line up. It's got a little bit of a catch right there, not much. But we're gonna get all this stuff done hopefully in the next week. Hope you guys stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoyed, and went through the video. We got a lot of work to do, but we got a lot of work done. Some stuff we're gonna wait on is the rest of the rear end, so that's gonna be the supports, some reinforcements, and a bumper. Before we do anything with the tail panel, I wanna see how bad or how off we are with an actual bumper on the car. So one thing we're gonna do with that bumper though, because it's brand new, is we're gonna tape it up with some masking tape so we're not scratching it, because I know we're gonna have it on and off this car quite a bit. But stay tuned guys, the car's really coming along. It should be a roller here in no time. Hope you guys really enjoyed the video. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment, and share the video with your friends. Have a good one.